In the last sessions, we covered, sir, what is the need of version control systems? What the need of version control systems we covered. Next, how version control system works. Yes, how it is going to work. There is a repository concept, working directory concept. Okay, like how version control system works. Okay. Next, basic terminology of version control system we covered. Something like a commit, checkout, repository, working directory, like we covered. Next, benefits of version control system. What are various benefits are there, sir? Like we discussed about that. Next, and after that, even we had a discussion about types of version control systems. How many types of version control systems are there? You have to tell. Can you please confirm? How many types of version control systems are there? Two. What is the first category, sir? What the first category? The first category itself is, sir, do you know, centralized. What the first one? Centralized. Even the second one is distributed model. Okay, distributed, right? So next, we covered very clearly what is the difference between centralized and the distributed, right? Sir, in the centralized model, what will happen? Yes, we covered already. In the centralized model, what will happen is, now if you observe that, just have a look once. We covered in detail in the last session anyway, right? Sir, in the centralized model, okay, a single repository will be there. This repository will be shared by all the developers. Okay, remember this one, all the developers, right? Developers are required to perform commit, checkout, everything is related to this central repository. So n number of problems are there with this central repository server. What is the problem is, sir, total code is available in the central repository, right? If something goes wrong, something happened to this machine, then automatically, sir, recover is very difficult. Remember, it is a single point of failure. By mistake, if the server got crashed, then automatically it is not possible to recover, very difficult to recover, right? Okay, like next, commit and checkout operations should be performed on central repository over the network. Performance is going to be down. Next, and after that, compulsory the client developers workspace should be connected to the central repository always. Okay, like multiple problems are there with this approach. Okay, we covered in detail in the last sessions. Don't worry at all. If you want to, you can refer the previous video. Next, to overcome these limitations, should go for what? Okay, distributed version control system. Okay, in the distributed version control system, the beauty is, every developer's workspace having the repository. Have you observed, right? Yes, sir, this is the repository. Every developer's workspace having the repository, right? Sir, all commit operations and all checkout operations will be performed locally. Okay, locally, so performance is going to be improved. Next, network outage is there, still no problem at all, still developer can continue his work. Next, and after that, even, do you know, here there is no question of single point of failure. You people aware already this terminology, right? Next, in the distributed model, we can maintain one repository just for code sharing purpose. Okay, that model itself is nothing but distributed with the remote repository model. Okay, even we have remote repository, don't feel that it is the central repository, just it is the bare repository only. What the, sir, it is just it is a bare repository just to share the code, that's all. Just to share the code, that's all. This is the remote repository, right? But all local, all commit operation and checkout operation, where it will be performed, sir? In the local repository only. If any developer want to share his work, then only he will push his work to the remote repository. Okay, like, sir, have you remembered, right? All these things we covered very clearly in the last videos or last sessions. Any doubt about up to this, right? Can you please spell out? Okay, Yes, I hope it's a very clear for you people, right? Okay, like now the next thing what I have to discuss is sir, the first the tool I have to discuss about okay, Git. This is the most commonly used sir version control tool in the DevOps. Sir, being DevOps engineer, compulsory the first tool what you have to aware is the Git. Remember this one, sir. Okay, the first tool what you should aware is the git, right? Okay, sir, it's a very simple. Git is sir, up to this, can I use the word git is distributed version control system tool or not? Can you please confirm? Git is distributed, okay, distributed version control system tool. Can I use the word this version control system tool? Version control system tool, like sir, what is the Git is a distributed version control system tool. Yes, correct or not? Yes, Git, sir, based on which architecture it is, this tool is developed, sir. It is based on distributed version control system model. Okay, like sir, centralized, can you please tell any examples for centralized version control system? I respond. SVN. Yes, correct. SVN. Next and after that, CVS is there. CVS. Next and after that, purpose. Okay. Purpose. Okay. TFS, etc. Okay, like, can you give an example for distributed version control systems? Yes, Git is the best example for that. Git is there. Next and after that, have you remembered Mercurial? Next, sir, fossil. Okay, like fossils. Okay, like fossil. Like it is also like, sir. Now Git itself a distributed version control system tool. Remember a bit carefully, right? Sir, now my question is, yes, observe very carefully, sir. Sir, do you aware the word Linux? Array, respond. Have you aware the word Linux? Why suddenly Linux came into the picture is, okay, I hope you people aware Linux. Sir, why the word Linux? Why the word Linux? What is this Linux, sir? It is, respond. It is, Hey, why you are waiting? It is operating system. It is operating system. Correct, right? It is the Linux operating system, like. But strictly speaking, Linux is not operating system. It is not. It is not operating system. Remember this one. It is not an operating system. Okay, it is just a kernel. Remember that. It is just a kernel. Kernel. Okay. It is just a kernel, sir. The kernel, which is the part of our operating system, okay, is just it is. So the operating system name is actually GNU. Okay, GNU is the operating system name. So in the GNU, the kernel what they use is Linux. That's why the word GNU Linux, sir, this is the operating system name. Remember this one, sir. But actually, strictly speaking, Linux is nothing but it is just a kernel name. Next, why the word? Okay, why the word Linux? Anyone, can you please tell why the word Linux? Yes, because there is a small link is there with our Git. That's why I'm covering this point. Anyone, can you please tell why the word? Why the word, sir, Linux? Linux? Ah, remember that? Yes, the word Linux is yes, this kernel developed by, okay, Linus Torvald. Okay, Linus Torvalds. Remember this one. Who developed this Linux kernel? Linus Torvalds. He is a Finnish scientist, right? Okay, Finland, sir. Finnish software engineer. Okay, Finnish software engineer. Yeah. So this person developed a Linux kernel. Okay, Linux kernel based on his name. The name Linux came. Then immediately you ask, sir, why Linux? Directly they can keep Linux, like, okay. Most of the operating system names at that time, Unix based operating system names ends with X. HP, AIX. Have you remembered HP, AIX, Unix, like most of the operating system names ends with X. That's why the word instead of Linux, okay, replace this S with the X word. Okay, remember, sir, this is just why I'm telling all this story is, sir, where is the proof? Just a matter of 1 minute. The people who are very much interested, just have a look once. Otherwise, you can ignore, no problem at all, sir. Sir, here Ubuntu, of course, it is the GNU based system only. Okay, like now have a look once, sir. Here I'm taking. If you want to know system information, okay, your name is the command. Okay, your name is the command, sir. Now observe that you name, now listen carefully, you name hyphen kernel name, you name hyphen kernel name. Hey, operating system, what is your kernel name? What is your kernel name? Now it is going to tell Linux is the kernel name. Now if I use you name hyphen operating system name, operating system name. Okay, then what is the operating system name, sir? GNU Linux. Okay, remember this one, GNU Linux. Sir, GNU is a project which is initiated to develop a Unix-based operating system. Everything they developed except a kernel. Okay, that kernel who contributed, sir? That kernel who contributed? GNU itself is the project which is responsible, okay, to develop Unix like operating system. Okay, GNU means, sir, GNU not Unix. That is the abbreviation, sir. GNU means GNU not Unix. Okay, Unix based operating system they want to develop. Okay, their project is started, but they developed everything but except a kernel. That the kernel who contributed, sir, this person is contributed. That's why, right? Okay, but anyway, all this just for your interest sake. But here only one point you people should aware. What is that point? Is this Git is also developed by, okay, Linus Torvalds. Remember this one, sir. Git is also developed by who developed this one, sir? The same person. Okay, Linus Torvalds. Okay, this person developed Git. Just you people should aware. Sir, up to this, any doubt about this? Can you please observe carefully? There are two important points. Very, very important, sir. Only 2 points I cover. What is Git? What is the Git? Sir, it is the version control system tool. Sir, is it centralized or distributed model? It is a distributed version control system tool. Okay. Next, Git is developed by who developed this Git, sir? Git is developed by Linus Torvalds. Any doubt? Up to these 2 points, can you please confirm? Any doubt about this? Okay. Next, these days, if any person is asking, sir, version control system, everyone hand is always going for Git only. Remember that, sir. All DevOps engineers, so they are always going to prefer Git as version control system tool. Remember, right? So it's a very popular. Why this Git is very popular, sir? What are various features are there? Why the Git is very popular? Features, just because of features of the Git. Remember a bit very, very carefully about this, right? So why Git is very popular? Why Git is very popular? Can you please tell the reasons? Okay, can you please tell the reasons? The reasons are features of Git. Remember a bit carefully. So the first biggest feature of Git is distributed. Sir, I hope you people can aware, not required to give much explanation. Sir, Git, why it's a very popular? Because it's based on the distributed model. Once it is distributed, can you please spell out what are various advantages we are going to get? Please confirm. Hey, once it is a distributed version control system, can you please tell what are various advantages? Okay, advantages: no single point of failure. No single point of failure. Correct or not? Yes, correct or not? No single point of failure. What is the reason for that? What is the reason for that? Okay, because every developer has a, sir, local repository. Every developer has a local repository. That's why there is no, even, sir, if you observe the diagram, just here, if you observe that, sir, by mistake, assume that this remote repository gone. Assume that by mistake this remote repository gone, sir, gone, no problem. Array, here local repository is there, here local repository is there, here local repository is there. By using somewhere you can get it. There is no question of single point of failure. Remember, this is the biggest thing. Second advantage is, okay, well, sir, all commit and checkout operations are performing where, sir? Please confirm. Checkout and commit operations are performing locally or not? Yes, locally, not remotely. That's why performance is more. Performance is more. The operations we can perform very speedily. Speed is more. Remember that. Okay, we covered already all these things in the last. Just list out the things, right? Beyond that, nothing. Next, sir, any other? Okay, developers workspace need not be connected with the remote repository always. Even without the network also, developer can continue his work. Correct or not? Yes, friend. Huh? Developer can continue his work or not. Okay. Sir, here just without without okay, network also, developer can continue his work. Developer can continue his work, no problem at all. Okay, developer can continue his work itself is possible, sir. So means developers workspace and the remote repository need not be connected always, remember, this is the very very important point. Okay, like sir, there are multiple advantages are there. Okay, because of this distributed, I hope you know all these things, right? Any doubt? Any doubt about this? So why Git is very popular? Can you please spell out some reasons? Can you please spell out some reasons? Some reasons like then immediately. Can you please spell out some reasons? Yes, happily. So first reason you can highlight is distributed. Okay, like sir, this is already we are covering from the last discussion only. These points are not new. But second point I want to talk, very very important point, sir. Okay, like sir, one Manish is asking a small doubt. Okay, what is his doubt is regarding distributed model, it seems. Yes, what is his doubt is, sir, if a remote repository gone, then all the old program will be gone, right? If developer did not pull from remote. Okay, remember that the remote repository won't be formed automatically. Remember that, Manish. The remote repository will be contributed by some developer. Okay, remember. So remote repository, no one is going to create. So it should be contributed by developers only. Okay, like sir, it is the bare repository, non-bare repository. Some concept is there. Yeah, we will discuss in detail. Okay, like sir, now the second very important point, sir. Now listen very very carefully about this. The second one here is, sir, one word I want to introduce. Okay, what is this word? Can you please spell out? One word I'm introducing. Can you please spell out each and every person? Can you please spell out this word? What is that word, sir? Staging area. Staging area. This is biggest strength to our Git, okay, version control system. Remember that, sir. This type of arrangement is not there in other version control systems. Remember that, like SVN is there, CVS is there. We are not having any such type of area, sir. Sir, what is the job of this area? Okay, like just aware, very very important terminology I have to talk, sir. Please make sure you should have clear clarity. Sir, here assume that this is my working directory. Assume very important, son. So this knowledge must be required for the continuation. That's why please listen carefully. Working directory. Next and after that, here I have repository is there, sir. Assume that I have repository is there. Okay, this is a local repository. Assume that remote, later you can talk about that. It is a local repository. Sir, any doubt about this terminology? Can you please confirm? Yes, we already aware, sir. Already aware. Now I created one file. in the local repository, sorry, in the working directory, I added some code, okay, maybe Java code or Python code, like, sir, now I want to commit this file to the local repository. Okay, how you can do that? This is about my question. Sir, I have one file is there, I have one file is there, I want to perform this commit operation to the local repository. How you can do that? How you can do that in the Git? It is a very important. Sir, most of the people are going to fail. Sir, if I commit, just commit, just commit, that's all. There is a command, either git commit, something like commit, sir, automatically it will come to the local repository. How many people feels like that? Yes, friend, are you in the position to understand? Sir, just I created a file, I completed my work. Now I have to move that file to the local repository. Just I'm going to use the one command, git commit is there. Then immediately it will be moved to the local repository. Anyone feels like that? Yes, everyone feels. Everyone feels, because we have to move the files from working directory to local repository. That operation is nothing but commit. Yeah, sir. In the last videos, I covered about this one, sir. But make sure this is not the thing which is going to be happen. Remember that in Git, committing is a two-step process. Okay, in Git, committing is a commit is a two-step process. Very important, friends. Two-step process. First, we have to add files files to the staging area. First, we have to add the files to the staging area, and okay, and then we have to commit from that staging area. Sir, slowly we are entering into Git terminology. More concentration must be required here. First, we have to add files to staging area, and then we have to commit from that staging area. Okay, remember that, sir. So in between working directory and the local repository, there is one special layer is there. There is one special place is there, so to store our files before commit. That place itself is nothing but staging area. Okay, like, friends, where is the place of staging area? Is that clear for all of you, right? Yes. Working directory is there. Local repository is there. In the middle, staging area is there. In the middle, staging area is there. The beauty of this staging area is, it is, sir, working directory is the physical means you can see, sir. Next, the local repository itself is the physical. You can see that physical. You can see, sir. But the staging area is virtual. You can't see physically this area. Remember that, okay? So, but where it will be there inside, in between working directory and the local repository, there is one virtual space is there, named with the staging area. Clear, right? Yes, friends, it is a virtual. It's not physical. So don't ask me, sir, can you please show staging area? Sorry, I can't. Okay. If you ask me, sir, can you please show working directory? Yes, boss, this is the working directory. This is the local repository. I can show. But don't ask, can you please show staging area? It is just a virtual layer in between working directory and local repository. Any doubt? All the people are in the position to understand. We are introducing one very important word, staging area. Okay, like, sir, now what is the use of that? Okay, first, we have to move these files to staging area. We have to add files to staging area. Okay, like, sir, we are not performing commit operation directly. So the first biggest advantage is, you can double check your changes before commit. Remember this, we can double check your changes before commit. It's always required, sir. Okay, at certain point, by mistake, so I'm trying to commit, no, so these are not complete. Then you can remove, you can remove that, and you can continue your work. Later you can add. Okay, even from the staging area we can come back instead of commit. So the main advantage of staging area is, okay, advantage, okay, advantage of staging area is we can cross check, or double check. Some people are going to use, can you please double check, cross check our changes before commit. Remember, this is one advantage. Have you observed, right? This is one advantage. Kumar Swami, how you can aware the files in staging area? Slowly you are going to get. Just I introduced the word, why you have to hurry about that. Okay, advantage of staging area is we can cross check or double check our changes before commit. If everything is fine, if everything is fine, if everything is fine, then we can commit. Okay, double cross check. So if something goes wrong, oh array, by mistake, remove from the staging area, remove from the staging area, remove from the staging area and continue your work in the working directory. Once your work got completed, then you can add to staging area, and then you can commit to the local repository. Friends, this knowledge must be required. This knowledge must be required in the next level. Remember carefully, sir. In the staging area also versions will be maintained. No chance at all, Manish. In the staging area only files will be there. Okay, so versions will be maintained only in the local repository. Just one middle place to hold our files before commit itself is nothing but staging area. Are you seeing the advantage of staging area? Nirmal, what is the use of staging area? Now I hope you are getting some basic idea. There is compulsory some advantages there. Okay, instead of direct commit, first add to the staging area, so that if something goes wrong, we can just remove the changes and we can continue. Later updated version we can add, and then we can commit. Clear? Normal, don't worry about remote repository. In our cinema, remote repository as of now not there. Remote repository will always, okay, from local repository only. Staging area nowhere related to remote repository. Don't worry about this bloody remote repository as of now. Just within the developer's mission, what will happen, you have to aware. Clear? Any doubt about this? Check changes with local repository copy. Yes, so here if you want, we can do that also. What is the difference between staging area copy, local repository copy? Yes, we can do that, no problem at all. So first you should aware, so between working directory and the local repository there is one logical layer is there. That the logical layer is nothing but what, staging area. Okay, the main advantage of staging area is to cross check or double check our changes before commit. If everything is fine, then only we can commit. Okay, like next one more advantage is there, sir. What the advantage is, listen carefully. Okay, just the basic idea I'm going to put. Maybe in the next sessions if it is really required I cover, but this point is the very important point, sir. Sir, what that point is, okay, what that important point is, okay, like yeah, Ketan, worry about commands, all these things we will discuss. Just to get the theoretical terminology first. Okay, like now there is one more thing is there, sir. What is that advantage is, do you know, suppose 12 GB files I have to store, sir. Assume that 12 GB files we have to store in repository. Okay, or otherwise some 12 GB files we have to store, okay, in SVN. Assume that, sir. Assume that in SVN is the centralized repository, right? Sir, 12 GB size files, if you want to store, if you want to store in Git requires only 420 MB. That's all. Not even 1 GB also. Not even 1 GB also. Okay, remember this. Very important, sir. 12 GB size repository, which is there in the SVN. if you want to save the same thing in the Git requires only 420 MB space. Array, how sir it is going to be happen? Our data won't be stored directly in the Git. Okay, it is always going to be stored in cryptographic or encrypted form. Cryptography, hashing, hash algorithm. Have you remembered, right? Somewhere we may heard about this hashing, cryptography, hashing, hash algorithms, somewhere like. So hashing algorithm is going to be applied. Okay, in cryptographic form, the data will be stored. Okay, so Git is always going to take snapshots. Okay, snapshots, the snapshots of our data, and only snapshots will be stored inside Git. Remember that Git internally server mechanism is there, hashing mechanism, snapshots mechanism, it is there, sir. Okay, like sir, if you add the files directly to the local repository, then how the Git is going to take snapshot? How the Git is going to take, how the Git is going to, sir, convert into encrypted form, convert into cryptographic form. So for that, this staging area is required. Wow, wonderful point. Observe very carefully about this point, sir. Okay, why this staging area is required? Array, before commit, okay, I want to store directly the data files in my local repository somewhere. Okay, first add the required snapshots, I will take care. The required encryption, cryptographic algorithms, cryptographic conversions, I will take care. So that the converted form by default is going to be stored in the local repository. It is going to do n number of activities in the background. Now for these extra activities, some middle intermediate space is required. That intermediate space is nothing but staging area. Are you getting? Is really staging area is a weapon of Git. Remember that this type of area is not there in the other version control systems. Okay, like if any person is asking, if any person snapshot, Nirmal, snapshot, some mechanism internally, Git is going to use some mechanism. Yes, it is internally using some mechanisms, some algorithms to convert our data into hashing objects. That converted objects is going to be stored. That's why the biggest advantage of Git is this staging area also. Now I hope everyone in the position to understand clearly what is the advantage of staging area. Are you seeing right? Yes, friends. Are you seeing right? Correct. Yes. Manish is asking one small doubt. Now, local repository file size, and remote working directory file size. Yes, there is a difference. Yes, obviously, because my Git is never going to store our data directly. It is going to be stored in the form of some encrypted cryptographic cache algorithms are going to be applicable. Even this is that is so that's why the file size will be less when compared with the developer workspace. Getting? So second advantage of the Git, it is distributed. This is the biggest number of advantages are there because of distributed nature. Second ones are staging area. Because of that, several advantages are there. The first advantage, we can double check, you can double check our changes, so that if everything goes fine, then only we can perform commit. Next, and after that, Git is going to take snapshots. Git is going to convert our data into sir this into our local repository effective form, from where it is going to perform, sir, from staging area. Okay, like clear, right, Viraj? That the encryption, decryption automatically is going to take care by Git. Once the file we retrieved back, the original size will be there. Whenever you are storing in the repository, then only this terminology is applicable, not in the developer's workspace. Clear? I hope so. Viraj is asking, yeah, Viraj is asking, okay, one here, just observe that. Okay, after retrieval, shall we get original size of the data or reduced size? Original size only. Only this algorithm is going to be applicable at the time of storing our data. Clear? Okay, sir, these words are very, very important. then then okay, Nirmal is asking very innocent doubt. What is the doubt of Nirmal is, sir, data transfer from staging area to local repository is automatically? No, we have to initiate that by using separate command. Commit command we have to use. That part we will take care. Okay, next one more. Okay, all these doubts. Okay, good, good. Sir, if we delete something from local repo, will it delete from remote repo also? What the answer you have to tell? What the answer you have to tell? Yes, friends. If we delete something from local repo, it will be deleted automatically from the remote repo also? No, no chance at all. Whenever we are using push, then with these changes, a new commit ID. Okay, push. Then only remote repository copy will be updated. Okay, like, but anyway, so we are at very beginning, friends. You are thinking about last session of git. Okay, even single command also we didn't discuss. Theoretically better to get the idea. Okay, like, sir, now here any doubt about this terminology? Sir, why the git is very popular, the process, how the things, which commands we require, all these things we will discuss in detail. Okay, remember, it's not the correct time to talk everything. Just if any person is asking, Array, there are several version control system tools are available, but why you preferred Git? You should be in the position to give left and right to the, sir, the person who asked this question. Okay, like, this is next, the third. Okay, these things are very, very clear for you, sir. Distributed and then staging area. These two are main biggest advantages, right? Next, one more thing is there, but anyway, please make sure, sir, once we started practicals, then only you can understand these in detail. First, the terminology you have to familiar, right? Sir, there is another biggest facility is there in the git. What is that facility? Here, branching and merging. Remember this one. What is that? Can you please spell out? Can you please spell out, sir? What is the word? Please spell out. Branching and merging. Branching and merging, sir. Okay, sir, here in the git there is another word is there, like branch and then merge. Okay, like branch merge, something like that. Sir, what is the beauty of the git is, sir, here just observe carefully about this terminology, right? Suppose this is my local repository, working directory. Of course, this is my local repository, local repository. I'm working on this, right? Okay, currently my developers are working on this. A developer is working, so I'm developing a web application. Assume that, sir, some application I'm developing, right? Suddenly the client came, sir, I required these enhanced features also. Can you please, I required these enhanced features also. Can you please, okay, develop, can you please, so develop the code for that. Like a new requirement came, something like, android support, android mobile app support also must be required. Okay, like, now what I can do is, you can write, you can continue here only that. Instead of that, you can create a separate branch. What is this one, sir? Can you please spell out? We can create a separate branch, and sir, we can continue our work here related to that enhancement. So here, possibility work, some people are going to work here also, some people are going to work. Okay, next, tomorrow a person came, sir, I want iOS related support also. Assume that, sir. So I will create from the base another branch. Now in this branch I can work. Are you getting right? I can create another branch. In this I can work. Just a basic idea, sir. Don't ask how you can create a branch. All these terminology, once we started practicals, you will, just a basic terminology you should aware. Now once we created a branch, independently we can work. Remember this one. If you perform any changes, these changes won't be reflected here. Means all these branches are isolated from each other. All these branches are isolated from each other. Remember this, isolated from each other. So that the biggest advantage is multiple flows of development. Is it possible or not? Please confirm. Multiple flows of development, is it possible or not? Yes, some developers are going to work on here, some developers are going to work on this branch, some developers are going to work on this branch, like you can do that. Next, once this work completed, once assume that this branch work completed, if you want, you can commit this branch. Okay, you can send this branch to the remote repository, remote repository, or you can merge this branch with the other branches. Okay, sir, my work got completed, I will merge this one with this. So with this, and then this total I will send to the remote repository. Such type of beautiful facility is there in the Git. So I hope, are you in the position to understand basic theoretical idea? Once we started, you people will get in detail. Okay, like yes, sir, here what is the meaning of branch? Okay, what is the meaning? So already I'm working on, already just assume that, sir, already I'm working on some product work is going on. Suddenly a new requirement came, I require to work on that new requirement also. Then what I will do, instead of disturbing this code, I will create a new branch. In that branch I can work, or otherwise peer developers are going to work. Remember that. So a separate branch I will create. So the biggest advantage of this branch is whatever files are already there here, all those files by default will be available automatically. Are you getting? Now this new team is going to continue their work on the enhanced features. Here also, sir, another requirement came, like so this is assume that it is a master branch. It is sir, just assume that Android branch, this is iOS branch, something like we can take. So now, sir, same work, but three separate independent units we can do. So such type of thing is nothing but multiple flows of development. It is also one beauty of okay, our Git. Clear for all of you, right? Now, so all these branches are going to work in isolated way or not? Is there any dependency? Respond. Is there any dependency? No, all these branches are isolated. What is the meaning of isolated, sir? Independent from each other. Okay, like so, branching and merging, sir, we can create and work on multiple branches, or we can create and work on multiple branches simultaneously. Okay, simultaneously. And all these branches are isolated. Okay, isolated from each other. Remember that. So it enables multiple workflows. It enable multiple workflows. So more convenient to the developers. Remember that it is also, so this type of facility is also not there in other version control systems. Branching concept, right? Sir, we can merge multiple branches into a single branch. We can merge multiple branches into a single branch. This type of facility is also there. Okay, like next, moreover, why the people are always preferring our Git? Yes, it is a freeware. We are not required to provide anything, sir, to use this one. And it is open source. Based on our requirement, we can customize this behavior, right? Next, sir, another biggest advantage, it provides support for multiple platforms. It provides support for multiple platforms. Okay, so support for multiple platforms. multiple platforms. Sir, I want Git for Windows based. No problem at all. Windows based Git is already available. Okay, like sir, this is Git Windows based Git is already available. Sir, I want Linux based. Yes, Linux based Git is already available. Sir, I want Mac based Git. Yes, it provides support for multiple platforms. Clear, right? So these are various important reasons. These are various features of the Git why Git is very very popular. Any doubt? But anyway, theoretical terminology, slowly once we started practicals, slowly you people are going to get much clarity. Just aware the words. Yes, friends, can you please confirm? Any explanation is required about this terminology? Respond. Okay, so now that's all. This is what you people should aware clearly, right? Okay, so now here the next thing what I have to discuss. Okay, just that's all. These are various features, right? So if any person is asking, can you please spell out the features of okay, what are why the Git is very popular? Distributed, because of distributed, a number of advantages. Next, it has some special concept named with staging area, because of that n number of advantages. Next, it has some special concept named with merging and branching and merging concept. Yes, for that several advantages are there. Okay, like yes sir, free for only study or for it's a free everywhere normal you can. Okay, it is not licensed version. Okay, it is the freeware and open source. That's all. These are various things what you should aware about the Git features. All the things are clear? Any explanation is required? Please confirm up to this. Okay, good. Now let me go for next cinema. Very very important cinema. Listen carefully, sir. Git architecture. Git architecture, the most valuable, sir. Okay, these basics compulsory should be you have to inject in your mind very strongly these basics, so that next level the cinema will become very very easy. Okay, Git for different OS have any restrictions? No, in every operating system Git behavior is always the same, Viraj. Okay, Viraj is asking a small doubt. Is there any restrictions are there whenever you are working on different operating systems, like okay, something like this is a doubt. So Git for different operating systems have any restrictions while working with each other? Okay, while working with each other, like no problem at all, sir. All features are same whether you are using in the Windows based or Linux based or Mac based, everywhere it is always the same. That's what you should aware. Okay, well, sir, Git architecture, can I start the cinema? Yes, friends, if you feel comfortable up to this. Yes, so I'm telling very repeatedly, sir, basics we have to spend more time. Remember that basics wise you require to spend more time. Once you are strong in the basics, remaining concepts will become very easily you can understand. Okay, one thing. Next, and after that, don't be hurry yet learning. Okay, so once you learn, this subject is going to be helpful for your lifetime. That's why better to learn some with extra time, maybe another 3 hours, 4 hours, 10 hours is going to be extra. But once the points are going to be injected in your mind, then lifetime these concepts are going to be helpful. So learn once, use a lifetime. This is right once, run anywhere. Have you remembered? Write once, run anywhere. This is the Java slogan, sir. Write once, run anywhere. Platform independent nature, like sir. Learn once, and use lifetime. Okay, this is Durga sir's proverb. Okay, remember, that's why don't be hurry. Basics we require to spend more time. Remember carefully, right? Yes, Git architecture, the most valuable concept. Now, sir, we observed up to this, slowly we entered into the Git terminology. Staging area, next, and after that commit, Next and after that repository. Okay, repository. Next sorry, here repository. Next and after that, okay, of course check out repository we have. Okay, next checkout repository checkout. Next local repository, remote repository, local repository, remote repository, like all these words, like all these remote repository. Okay, like next and after that, somewhere we use the word push, somewhere we use the word pull. Wow, beautiful, sir. All these words are official terminology of the Git only. So I hope you have some basic idea about these words, right? Yes, friends, you have some basic idea about these words, right? Okay, well, now all these words I will convert into Git architecture. Remember carefully, right? Sir, very, very important. Please take a bit special care about this. Okay, sir, in the Git, if you observe that there are four areas are there. Assume that, sir, especially I'm trying to take, sir, here, 1 minute. Let me choose a good color. Okay, now here just there are four areas are there. Remember a bit carefully, sir. What I'm trying to take here is just this is the second. Okay, like next okay, yeah, just observe that. Okay, there are just a total four areas are there. Okay, like now the first area we can use the word working directory. Okay, the first area I'm using the word working directory. Okay, like working directory, like I'm trying to take, sir. Obviously assume that it is my local repository. Okay, it is a local repository. Some people may use the word repo, like okay, instead of repository, local repo, like they can use this word also, local repository. Then with your knowledge, you have to tell, okay, this one, what is this? Excellent. What is this? What is this one? Between working directory and local repository, there is one logical layer is there. What is that logical layer? Is a staging area. Okay. What is that logical layer? Is a staging area. Okay. Then you can imagine what this one also. Okay. What is this one also? Remote repository. Okay. Like excellent. Now I hope it is clear for you. So in the Git architecture, yes, how many areas are there, sir? These four areas. Every time our files, we have to move, sir, around these four areas only: working directory, staging area, local repository, and then remote repository, right? Okay. Now assume that, very important, sir. Assume that, yeah, just these things are very important. Total project code, where it's available, can you please confirm? Respond. Total project code, where it's available? Where it's available, sir? Usually in the remote repository, correct or not? Usually in the remote repository, right? So Git has two types of repositories. One is Git has two types of repositories usually, sir. Usually, okay. One is local repository. Second one is remote repository. Remote repository. Okay, like usually the total project code will be available in remote repository. Okay, like sir, next whatever the work the developer currently doing, it is mostly available in the local repository, right? So the current work of developer, will be stored where, sir? In sir, where, sir? Local repository. Okay, local to developer. Next and after that, remote repository means global, sir. Okay, any doubt? Please confirm up to this related to these four areas. Is it clear for you people, right? Okay, well, now the next here legend. Sir, assume that I created a file. Okay, in the working directory I created one file, sir. Assume that I created a file. Okay, sir, multiple files I created. Assume, sir, multiple files I created, I worked, sir. Now I have to commit these changes to my local repository, sir, because I developed 3 files, sir. To meet client requirement, I have to, sir, save, I have to commit these changes to my local repository. Can you please tell first what thing we have to do? Please guide. What is the first what I have to take, what I have to do, sir? So the first thing is, respond, you have to tell. Already we covered. First we have to add these files to staging area. Remember that. So sir, new files will be created where? Usually new files will be created in working directory. Once work completed, we have to add these files to staging area. Okay, we require to add these files to which areas are? Staging area. For this we have to use, sir, first command you should aware. We have to use git add command. Remember this one. Can you please spell out which command we are using, sir? Git add command. Remember very carefully, sir. If I use a git add command, now the files will be moved, the files will be added to staging area. Very important, sir, this basic flow. So then you people can feel more comfortable. Just to take special care about this one, sir. What is the command? I forgot. Please, you have to tell. What is the command we require to use? Please guide. Git add. That's all. Git add command we require to use to move our files to staging area. If you want to commit your files, sir, what we have to take care? First we have to add these files to staging area. Now the files are available where? Please confirm. Now the files are available where? Available where? In staging area. Okay, like now take very special care, sir. Okay, I want to commit, sir. So if you want to commit, now observe this, sir. So git add, what this command is going to do? uh, sending files from, working directory to staging area. Now I have to, sir, send the files from staging area to local repository. This is about my next work. Okay, this is my next work. If you want to do this work, which command we have to use, sir? Okay, git commit. Remember this one. What is the command we require to use? Git commit. These words are very important, sir. Git commit, we require to use git commit. Do you know, sir? Commit Git commit, what it will do? Staged changes will be moved to staged changes will be moved to local repository. Remember. Any doubt? Any doubt? Total 4 areas I covered: working directory, staging area, local repository, remote repository. Next, git add command means the files from git is the part of the command. Correct, normal. You have to use git add, git commit. Like you should not use only add or commit. Git add is a full command. We have to use git add, okay, to move the files from working directory to staging area. Next, whatever changes are there in the staging area, to commit to those changes, we require to use which ones are git commit. Wow. Up to this, any doubt? Slowly you people are learning git commands. Up to this, any doubt? Clear, right? Okay, well, is there any copy of the file after 1 minute? Someone is asking the doubt. Who is this? Someone is asking, is there any copy of the files after git commit in the staging area? Usually won't be there. Viraj, won't be there. Okay, yes. here or otherwise, maybe available, no problem at all, because any new changes are there, those changes only will be committed. Okay, so all changes are committed or not, that's what, even the files are there, Git is always going to check, is the same, is it available in the local repository or not, like uh, then immediately Manish is asking one another question, is each developer will have staging area, what the answer, you have to tell, friends. I don't know the answer, you have to tell. Each developer will have staging area, yes, staging area is the part of so workspace only, workspace, staging area, and local repository, that's why every developer having his own staging area, yes, correct. Okay, next up, sir, now observe, so all commits completed, I want to share my work to other peer developers. Have you remember this diagram I covered? Okay, in the last session, sir, my all the work completed in my local repository. Okay, now I want to publish these changes, sir, to the remote repository, so that these things are available for others. These things are available for others. How you can save, okay, how you can send our local repository updates to remote repository. For that, which command is required, you have to tell, you are not kids, which command we require to use, git push. Okay, remember that, git push is the command we require to use. So now whatever files are available in your local repository will be updated to, updated to so remote repository. Good. Now from the remote repository, your work is going to be shared by other developers, so that multiple developers can work in collaborated way. Any doubt? Up to this is the clear, right? Git add, git commit, git push. Okay, well, now my next requirement is, okay, well, observe very carefully, sir. Okay, now my next requirement is, assume this scenario is the very important, sir, or otherwise assume that in this diagram, okay, in this diagram, my total code is available where? Please confirm. In this diagram, my total code is available where? Remote repository, correct or not? Remote repository, correct, right? In this code, total code is available at remote repository. Okay, now listen, here two cases are going to come, sir. Two cases will come. Case number one, what is the first case is, okay, case one. 1 minute before this, let me clarify, sir. We covered git push. What it will do, can you please confirm? Git push, what it will do, sir? Just now we covered, to move files, from local repository, to move files from local repository to remote repository. Okay, well, now, sir, here, while coming back, sir, I want files from a remote repository to local repository. I want the files from a remote repository to local repository. Okay, now take very special care about this. Yes, what that is, which command we require to use, sir? We can use, sorry, we can use either git clone, git clone. Okay, we can use either git clone, or we can use git pull. Okay, like, sir, which commands we require to use, git clone or git pull? So to bring files from remote repository to local repository, we have to use git clone or git pull. Okay, like, then immediately, very important question for the interview room, what is git clone and git pull? What is the difference between these two things? Yeah, you have to tell, friends. Yeah, don't think too much. Array, here, clone. Have you observed, right? Clone, what is the meaning of cloning? What is the meaning of cloning, sir? Clone means creating exactly duplicate copy. creating exactly duplicate copy. Sir, I want to clone. Okay, I want to clone Katrina Kaif. If 10 Katrina Kaifs are available, so then how we observed, right? Okay, I want to clone 10 Katrina Kaifs or 10 Sunny Leonis or otherwise 10 Amitabh Bachchans. Like so, this is cloning on the human beings is prohibited, sir. Don't we should not. Okay, on the animals we can do that cloning. Sir, clone, creating exactly duplicate copy. Correct, right? Creating exactly duplicate copy. Okay, like now here, just observe very carefully from this diagram. Sir, today a new developer came. A new developer came, sir. Assume that a new developer came. Sir, he is the new developer, right? He want to copy this entire repository into his local. Correct or not? Can you please confirm? He want to create a new local repository with which is exactly copy of remote repository. Okay. If you want a complete copy of remote repository in your local repository, then we require to use clone. Remember carefully, right? Are you in the position to understand? Yes, friends. What's the meaning of git clone? Complete clone, exactly duplicate copy. Okay. Here to create a new local repository, to create a new local repository by cloning remote repository. Okay, local repository, to create a new local repository from the remote repository. Okay, from the remote repository. Okay, like sir, remember. So with the git pull file name should be no. Sir, here just aware this one to create a new local repository from the remote repository. If you want, then we require to use git clone. Any doubt? Please confirm. Everyone in the position to understand this one, sir. Okay. So if first time, sir, I want complete repository first time, sir, then we require to use what? Git clone. Remember this one. Okay, like sir, git pull means sir, already already I'm the developer. Already I'm the developer, right? Okay, assume that. Okay, here already I'm the developer, sir. I'm already working on some files. Okay, sir, there are some other developers may be updated. I want those updates from remote repository to local repository. Sir, if any updates are available which are not there in my local repository, can you please bring those updates? Can you please bring those updates? If you want those updates, then we require to go for which concept is git pull. Only updates. We are not required to specify this file is required, that file is required. No, sir. Is there any difference between local repository, remote repository? Yes, boss. There are some updates are available. Please bring those updates. Please bring those updates. Okay, to our local repository. Okay, like now observe that. So to get updated files from remote repository to local repository. Okay, for that purpose we are going to use git pull. Wow, wonderful, friends. Sir, this is this basic idea. If you are having in your mind, then you can play the games with git like anything. Clear, right? Are you in the position to understand this diagram? Any explanation is required about this? Clone is used only once first time. Ashutosh, correct. Clone is we are always using only one. Bringing update means bringing all updated version. Yes, all updates which are available in the remote repository. Okay, Manish. Sir, best example. Still, some people are having doubt about clone, about pull. Very simple, sir. Suppose assume that three files are there. A, B, and C. Three files are there in the remote repository. Now this person cloned that. If a person cloned in his local repository, how many files will come? Please confirm. In his local repository, how many files will come? Three files. A, B, C is coming. A, B, C is coming. Now he is working on these files. Assume that he is working on these files. Suddenly, sir, after this clone, now after some time, this developer created a file d. So he committed, okay, that he pushed that d file from, he added to the local repository, and from the local repository he push. Now d is coming because of this developer. Okay, like next, this developer, okay, sir, created a new file. He added that file to the local repository. Now he pushed that to this. Next, he also came. But this person having only ABC, but D and E files are not available. These are the newly added files. Sir, I want these complete updated files, complete new files, or if any file is updated here, these complete updates I want. Then is required to perform which operations are pull operation. Yeah. Manish, is it clear for you people, right? Yes, sir, what thing is going to be happen? Once we started practicals, there you people are going to get much clearly. Don't worry at all. So this is considered as Git architecture, friends. Okay, remember carefully. So in the Git architecture, mainly four areas are there: working directory, staging area, local repository, remote repository. Sir, if you want to send the files, any new file life is going to always going to start from the working directory. If you want to send any files to the local repository, you can't send directly. First we have to add to staging area, and then we can send, and then we can send. So how you can add the files to the staging area from working directory? Git add is the command we have to use. Git add will send the files from working directory to staging area. Now, sir, from staging area, whatever changes are there in the staging area, I want to commit those changes to the local repository. Then we require to use git commit is the command. Remember, right? Okay. Next, local repository updates. I want to send to the remote repository. Then git push is the command we require to use. Sir, I want to create a new local repository, sir, which is exactly same as remote repository. Then we require to use git clone. It will create a new local repository which is exactly same copy of remote repository. Sir, I don't want, I have already local repository. I have already local repository. I want only updates. Then we require to go for git pull. Okay. These are various important things like, okay, checkout operation separately I will discuss, because once we are cloning and pull, automatically what will happen, these files will be available to the working directory also. Okay, that's why checkout we will discuss as a separate command. Okay, don't worry. So if I add checkout here, you may get confusion. That's why ignore. Okay, these type of thing is these four things are by default considered Git architecture. Clear for all of you, right? So today we covered, sir, the most important things. Sir, why Git is very popular? What are various features of the Git? Features of Git, we covered the first one. Next and after that, Git architecture. Okay, like so in the next session I have to talk about life cycle of the file, life cycle of file in Git. Sometimes we can use the word untracked, sometimes we can use the word modified, sometimes we can use the word staged. Like what is the meaning of that, we will discuss in detail in the next. After that we have to go for git installation and start working the things. Clear, right? Now slowly we are entering into the git, so that you people can get much clarity, friends. Remember. Okay, that's all.